Welcome to our Yin Yoga program today. Yoga is a mind and physical practice. There are various types and styles of yoga combining physical postures, breathing techniques, and meditation or relaxation. Today, we have with us co-director of Heart Thrive Yoga, Jenny Wolaflin, who will be demonstrating the fundamentals of Yin Yoga that you can all put into practice in your daily lives. If you have any questions, please send them via chat and we will answer them at the end of this program. Let me hand it over to Jenny now.
Hello, welcome to your afternoon Yin Yoga practice. If you're new to Yin Yoga, Yin is a very quiet, deep, and reflective practice where postures are held for longer periods of time, usually 2 to 3 minutes per posture. And these Yin Yoga postures work deep into the joints, helping to release stress and tension, helping you to feel more grounded and to work deeply into your body and mind to quiet and settle. So I'll talk you through each and every posture. You don't have to worry if you've never practiced yoga before. You should be able to follow along. And as with any practice, listen to your body. If anything is bothering you, just skip it and wait for the next posture. So we're going to start with a breathing exercise, a breathing technique, a pranayama that helps to balance the hemispheres of the brain and settle your nervous system and bring you just into a calmer state. Before we practice that though, let's just take in a deep cleansing breath. Exhale slowly. Let yourself relax. Another deep breath in. Exhale, relax your body. So this technique we're going to practice is called alternate nostril breathing, or Anuloma Viloma. We're going to use the thumb and the pinky finger, or the last two fingers, to close off our nostrils alternately. So we're going to start by taking the thumb and closing off the right nostril. Exhale out the left. Inhale in through the left. Now close off the left. Exhale out the right. Inhale through the right. Close off the right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close off left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close off right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Take a couple more. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close right. We're going to exhale out left. And when you're finished exhaling, bring your hand down to your side and just relax. Okay, so we're going to start. If you've got a yoga mat, great. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can absolutely just practice this on your floor. We're going to start off in a child's position. We're going to do a wide-kneed child's pose. So start off sitting on your heels. Open your knees apart wide and keep your toes together. If for any reason you have discomfort in your knees, just lift your hips off your heels and that should solve the problem for you. Very slowly, walk your hands forward. Stretch forward and bring your forehead to the floor. I'm going to time us in these postures so I know exactly how long we are in them. And you can just allow your forehead to settle on the floor, stretch your arms out in front of you, and allow yourself to settle and relax into this position. This is a nice, gentle way to start, and it's very calming and settling for the nervous system. I think that's something we all can use right now, is learning how to calm ourselves in the midst of so much turbulence that's been happening in our world these days. And as you're practicing your yoga postures, you can just practice normal breathing in and out through your nose. As we practice each and every pose, there will be some discomfort of stretch in the body that's happening, of opening, but it should never be sharp or shooting pain. So if you think of a scale from 1 to 10, the amount of sensation that you feel in your body should never exceed a 5. So we're always working at around a 5 so that we can hold and allow for the deep tissue release. So in a typical yoga class, yoga postures are shorter, anywhere from 10 seconds to about a minute in length, because they're using the muscles of the body. They're stretching and strengthening the muscles. Yin class is a little different. We're working different tissues in the body. In Yin, we are striving to create more opening in the ligaments and tendons and fascia around the joints. And those ligaments are harder and more plastic than our muscles, and they take longer to release. And that's why we hold still for longer periods of time. And part of the reason why you never want to feel more than about a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of discomfort, because you should be able to hold the posture and breathe for maximum efficacy. So we're doing great here. We're going to start to move this posture a little bit. Take your hands and just walk them over to the right. And again, you can allow your forehead to settle into the floor. You may feel some opening in your hips. And just settle in here. A lot of times, yoga practitioners will ask us, where should I be feeling this posture? And in a Yin practice, there is no definitive answer. You will be feeling this wherever your body is opening. You might be feeling it in your shoulders. You might be feeling it in your hips. You might be feeling it in your spine. And those are all appropriate places to feel it. You might even be feeling it in the tops of your feet. And that's okay too. Just keep breathing. Know that the body is opening. Good. Now, palm walk your hands back to center and over to the left. And again, just allow the forehead to settle to the floor, maybe the chest. It's just a nice, gentle way to start our yoga practice. A Yin practice primarily works the shoulders and the hips, and to a certain extent the spine. And we're going to do a couple postures that open up the spine today. So there are a few principles of Yin. One of them is to hold for the allotted amount of time. So if possible, try to hold the postures for the duration that I'm holding them. And another is stillness. And with that said, we're actually going to move. So bring yourself back to center and slowly push yourself up out of the posture. Great. Bring your knees together. And from here, come onto all fours. We're just going to move the spine a little bit. Open your knees about hip width distance apart. We're going to do cat-cow. So for this posture, we inhale, lift the chin and the tail. Exhale, tuck the tail and round the spine. Inhale, chin up, tailbone up. Exhale, tuck and curl in. And now come back to a neutral spine. So this next one is called melting heart, and it really opens the upper part of the back, the thoracic spine. So from here, start to walk your hands forward and slowly lower your chest down toward the floor. From here, you can either bring your forehead to the floor or your chin, if that feels okay for you. Want to keep the hips above the knees, more or less. And just allow yourself to sink in. This one can get a little bit intense. For most of us, the shoulders are tight. Upper back can be pretty tight. It's a place where a lot of us carry our stress and tension. So just keep breathing with it and monitor the sensation and allow your body to relax around the sensations that are happening. So I know that sounds a little bit difficult. Sometimes sensation increases the more you relax. But we really want to allow everything to become calm and quiet in a yin practice and to relax and just to release around the parts of the body that are opening. And just keep the flow of breath. If you notice you're holding your breath, or if you feel like you need to pop up out of the posture, it probably means you've gone too far. You can always back off. But when you back off, hold still wherever you have moved to. You'll find that after this yoga practice, you feel so calm and quiet and grounded on the inside. Yin, in particular, is very good for that. It gets into the deeper levels of tension in the body and stress, helps to release them. And that, again, that's why we hold a little bit longer. It can feel a bit intense, but it's so good. There's so much happening. Good. We're almost done. We have about 30 seconds left to go in this one. Continue to breathe calmly in and out through your nose, allowing yourself to just open and release into the posture. Shoulders might be screaming a little bit. That is not abnormal. Okay, so you can slowly start to walk your hands back. Very slowly. Come back up. And just sit here for a moment. Allow your shoulders to relax and notice any differences in how you feel. You might feel more energy moving through your arms, your upper back, your shoulders, your chest. From here, we're going to work the spine a little differently. Walk your hands forward and bring yourself all the way down onto your stomach. We're going to do the Sphinx and the Seal. So bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders like this. This is the Sphinx. Ground down through your feet. You can activate your legs a little bit and pull your chest forward, bringing your forehead straight ahead. This is the Sphinx pose, and it works the upper or the lower back. So in Melting Heart, the posture we just practiced, we were really opening up the thoracic spine, a little bit of the cervical spine. It's the upper part of your back where your chest is. Now in this posture, we are working, putting a little pressure on the lower part of the back, which is the lumbar spine. If you would like to take this posture a little further, if you'd like just a little bit more out of it, keep your hands exactly where they are and slowly straighten your arms. This is called the Seal. So you can hold the Sphinx or push up into Seal. Sometimes activating your legs a little bit, engaging them, protects the lower back in this pose. So if you feel too much pressure in your low back, if you tighten your legs, it'll take some of that pressure out for you. So just hold wherever you feel is the right pose for you. Sphinx here or Seal pushing up. Either one is perfectly acceptable. You're doing great. And as you're ready, slowly lower yourself down. You can kind of make a little pillow with your palms. Allow yourself to rest. So when we're holding these postures, for such a long time, a lot of energy moves into them after we release. So a little bit of pause or space between them is always a good idea. Okay, we're going to bring the hands under the shoulders again and push back up onto the all fours for some cat-cow poses, just like we did before. This resets your spine. So we're inhaling, chin up, chest up, exhaling, tucking under. Inhale, chin up, chest up, exhale, tucking under. Again, inhale, chin up, chest up, exhale, tucking under. Come back to a neutral spine. Turn your toes under and push yourself up into a downward facing dog. This is just a transition for us, but we'll hold for a couple moments here, just allowing the back body to stretch out a little bit. We did a couple, fairly deep backward bends there with melting heart and sphinx. So we'll stretch it out now with a forward bend. From here, look forward in between your hands and step your right foot in between your hands. Lower your left knee down onto the floor. This is called the dragon pose. Works deep into your hips. So just want to show you, you can keep your hands on the floor, but you want to see that your knee is right above your ankle and not in front of your ankle like this. So went knee above ankle and back knee on the floor. You can keep your hands on your sides, and we're going to hold here for 2 minutes. So we work into the hips. In the yogic tradition and the tradition of Chinese medicine, they say a lot of emotion is held in the hips. So this one can be pretty intense. And as we hold, it can feel increasingly intense, I guess is the way that I will put it. So just keep breathing. You can lessen the intensity if you feel like you need to, simply by lifting your hips up a little bit. And you can increase the intensity by lowering your hips down. So you get to be your own yoga teacher here today on deciding if you'd like to sink deeper into it and hold and create more opening that way, or if you want to back off a little bit if it's too much. Again, you should be able to breathe and be able to hold it. This one, like I said, can feel pretty intense with the opening of the hips. So know that that's normal. And you want to go to a place where you can hold and breathe and allow that kind of opening to take place. If you're newer to a yin practice, it's always better to stay on the safe side and, maybe don't go as deep as your body can go. And if you've been practicing yin for a while, you might feel a little bit more comfortable going deeper into a posture. We're only going to hold each side of dragon for 2 minutes, so you're far more than halfway done. Just keep on breathing. Stick with it. Hold steady. Keep on breathing. If you practice any other styles of yoga, practicing yin will also increase your flexibility in those other styles of yoga and other practices, whether it's gymnastics or athletics of any kind. Okay, slowly, very slowly, start to move back. This is called a half split. We're going to do the front leg straight and just hold here for a moment. We don't want to move too quickly. Yin is very slow moving. We go deep, we hold deep, so we want to come out of things very slowly and gently. Okay, as you feel ready, slowly bring your right knee back. And we're just going to come back into a child's pose to rest for a minute. Bring your forehead down to the floor. Allow yourself to release and relax. Good. And now come back up onto all fours. And turn your toes under. And push back up into a downward facing dog once again. We'll just settle here for a moment. Again, allowing the body to stretch out, to have a little interlude. Now take your left foot And step your left foot in between your hands. Lower your right knee down toward the ground. Hands on either side of the front foot. Again, we have the knee right above the ankle joint here. So knee above ankle so that our joints are in healthy alignment. As you go deeper, if you feel like you want to go deeper, always do it by stretching your back leg back. That's the safest way to do it. Because if you try to sink forward, your knee will start to come in front of your toes, and then that's not good for your knee. So most forms of exercise are yang. You probably are familiar with the concept of yin and yang, feminine and masculine. So most physical practices that we do, whether it's other styles of yoga or running or working out or doing cardio classes, they're very yang. There's a lot of outward expenditure of energy. There's pushing. There's sometimes forcing. There's an idea of going beyond our limitations. There's nothing wrong with that. But we need to stay balanced. And a yin practice helps us to stay balanced. We hold steady. We go within. We breathe. We relax. We surrender. So the yin principle, it's the feminine principle. It's considered to be yielding, dark, mysterious, still, inward. Whereas the masculine principle is more geared toward activity, outward, achieving. They're both good, but finding the balance between the two is really key. We're getting close to being done with our dragon. Just stay with it. Keep on breathing, and you're doing great. Okay, slowly start to walk your hands back, straighten out your front leg. We're going to hold for a moment in our half split as a transition. Just allowing some energy to move back into the leg here. And bring your leg back and slowly lower back down into a child's pose. So we're hitting our hips from a bunch of different directions. Final posture before we rest is called the swan. And if you've ever practiced pigeon, it's similar to the pigeon pose and other styles of yoga, but it's a little bit different. So let's come up onto all fours, open the knees apart. We'll do some cat-cows, just move with your own breath. Sometimes people even like to do some circles with the hips, one direction and the other. It's just about resetting your spine in between these longer yoga postures. Okay, so come back to a neutral position. And here we go with the swan pose. Take your right knee, bring it up to your right wrist. Sit back onto your right hip. See how I've allowed my back leg to bend a little bit? This leg does not need to be straight behind you as it would be in a pigeon pose and other styles of yoga. Take your right leg and bring it up so that your shin is parallel to the top of your yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, you should just see that the shin is coming out at a straight line from the knee. Now, each of us has our own different levels of flexibility. You can customize this posture for yourself. So we're going to start to fold forward. You may find that having this back knee bent is just right for you. You may feel like you want more out of the yoga posture. If that's the case, you can kind of straighten it a little bit as you come forward. But again, we want to feel in the right hip that there is some sensation, but not so much that it makes us want to scream or makes us want to pop right up out of the yoga posture. So there's always generally some discomfort in a yoga practice. We call it the sweet sensation of the stretch. And it's kind of a dull sensation. Whereas pain is sharp and shooting. So you should never feel any pain in a yoga practice. But again, that kind of dull discomfort, that sensation of the body releasing stress and opening up, that's okay. And again, we're going at about a 5 so that we can hold and be still. We're doing a 3-minute hold of the swan. Just breathe and relax. If you want, you can bring your forehead down or just let your head hang. The alignment in the yin postures is also not as rigid as it is in other styles of yoga. We allow ourselves to relax around the general structure of the pose. About halfway there with the swan. As we hold, you are welcome to make any adjustments that you need. So one of the principles of yin is stillness. However, there is some room for adjustment in there. If you feel like you need more out of the posture, you can go deeper by either lowering your body down further or kind of adjusting your back leg. Or if it feels like too much, you've gone too deep, you can come out of it by lifting your body up or allowing your knee to bend out to the side a little bit more. Doing what's right for you. Okay, slowly start to prop yourself up. Come all the way up. Bring your back leg forward. Bring your hands behind you. We're just going to windshield wiper the legs a little bit. Bring your legs from one side to the other, just allowing them to open up and stretch out after the posture. Very good. Other side. We'll start off by coming onto all fours again. Here, bring your left knee to your left wrist. Allow yourself to sit back onto your left hip. Allow your right knee to bend out to the side if it needs to. And bring your foot up so that your shin is parallel to your yoga mat. Adjust the back leg to a position that you feel would be appropriate for you and slowly start to lower yourself down to the floor. If that feels appropriate, if it feels better to stay up, by all means, stay up. Find the right spot for you with either the back leg straight or bent out to the side, coming forward as far as feels right for you. Breathe, hold, and relax. Coming to your center. So I invite you to relax all the parts of your body that you're not using right now. You might just be using your arms for a little bit of stability and support. Relax your head. Relax your forehead. Relax the muscles in your face. Relax your jaw. Relax your throat. Just release your body. Kind of scan from head to toe and see if it feels like you're holding on to tension anywhere. And then just invite the body parts to relax that might feel tense or overworked. Good, we're halfway there. About 30 seconds left. If you'd like to go any deeper, folding further over your leg, feel free. Okay, and slowly prop yourself back up. Swing your back leg around forward. You can windshield wiper the legs a little bit. And from here, gently straighten your legs out and lie down onto your back for what we call final Shavasana, or your final relaxation. So you can bring your heels out to the sides, let your toes fall open. Arms are at your sides with your palms facing up. And close your eyes here. Just allow yourself to relax completely. Just take note and see if your body feels any different than it did when you started this practice this afternoon. Just allow yourself to release and relax. Allow yourself to be supported by the firm floor underneath you. It can hold your body weight so well. So I have a poem that I'll read to you as you're resting. It's from a book called Poems from the Heart of Yoga. Go in and in. Yoga. Yoga is not about the pose. It's not the alignment of the toes or hips or shoulders. It's not about the form. Yoga is an invitation to explore, not a command performance. It speaks the language of the soul. In the flow of breath and motion, yoga coaxes us from the confines of the known across the silent threshold into vastness. Yoga is the union of prayer and movement guided from inside. It is healing and the joy of saying yes to life. Breathe, relax, and feel the body receive its own truth. The seed of freedom flowers within each of us whenever we are open to what is real. So you may feel that your body needs to rest and relax. Please feel free to stay in this resting position of Shavasana for as long as you'd like. If you have any questions about the yoga class or practice, please feel free to type them into the chat. I'll be here for the next 5 minutes or so to answer any of your questions. I also wanted to let you know that we have a couple more yoga classes coming up in this series. In July, I'll be teaching a beginning yoga class, and in August, I'll be teaching a yoga class that's called chair yoga for anybody who has limited mobility and needs to practice yoga from a seated position. So I'm just going to check and see here if we have anything in the chat. Doesn't look like
We don't have anything,
I don't think
Jenny.
so.
We don't have anything so far, and everybody is relaxing, I think.
Everyone's relaxing. Yeah.
Yeah. As Jenny mentioned, we are going to have this series again in July and August. Please go to our library's website and sign up for those programs. Thank you very much, Jenny. That was wonderful demonstration, and we all enjoyed it. And thank you again, our on behalf of our library, Clinton Macomb Public Library.
Oh, thank you, Uma.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Han. Oh, thank you, Carol. It was nice to be with all of you the last half hour or so. Hopefully we'll see you again in July.
Thank you.